So when you want to say there are a lot of something, we say something が多い. Or formally you add des at the end. Something が多いです. So 多い is an E adjective. That's why we add des, not mas, because mas is only used for verbs like 食べる becomes 食べます, right? Another example is 乗り換えが多い. Like when you get on the train and you have to transfer to another line. 乗り換え transfer. So 乗り換えが多い. We have a lot of transfers. 乗り換えが多い. As I said, 多い is an E adjective. So a lot of students say 多い人 to mean many people, but this is a mistake. So you cannot say 多い noun が So for example, many people came. You cannot say 多い人が来ました. Here we have to say 多くの人が来ました. So 多い became 多く. So when we want to make an adverb, we want to change an E adjective into an adverb, we change the last E into く. Like in English, you usually add ly at the end. Quiet is an adjective, and then quietly is an adverb. So the word quietly modifies the verb, right? If you're overwhelmed by these terms, just remember when you want to say a lot of and then put a noun, you say 多くの noun. 多くの人 many people. Instead of 多くの we also use 大勢の人. 大勢 on its own means a crowd of people or large group of people. We usually often add の人. 大勢の人 to mean many people. 多くの人が来た. 多くの人が来ました. Many people came. Or 大勢の人が来ました. So 多く is the adverb form. It is kind of confusing, but there is a pattern. In Japanese, when we count something, we usually use those counters as adverbs. So remember, we can do たくさんの something, or we put たくさん in front of the verb and use it as an adverb, right? If you don't know what counters are in Japanese, we have a stupid way to count things in Japanese. So when you want to say one book, we don't just say 1 and then put 本. We have to say 一冊の本, a book. And if you want to say one car, we don't say 1 車. We have to say 1台の車. Yeah, so these things after numbers are called counters. For example, if you want to say, I have 2 monitors, you can say 2台のモニターがあります. So 2台 is how we count 2 machines, for example. And then we place の. So 2台 here acts like a noun. And then we place the の particle. I have a lesson on the の particle. Check it out. And then monitor. Right? So 2台のモニターがあります。を持っています。I have. Or you can put 2台 in front of the verb and use the counter as an adverb. モニターが2台あります。or モニターを2台持っています。In Japanese, words describing quantity tends to function as an adverb. If you didn't understand that, that's okay. Remember, something が多い when you want to say there are a lot of something. And when you want to say many something. So you want to start the sentence with the word many. For example, 多くの木が切られた. Many trees were cut down. So usually we cannot do 多い and then noun, but we can do X が多い Y. And that means Y that has many X or Y with many X. 例えば、木が多い公園 means a park with many trees. A park that has many trees. So 木が多い means there are many trees. And that clause is modifying the noun 公園. In English, you use words like that or which to modify a noun in the sentence. For example, a girl who leapt through time. A girl is a noun, and then leapt through time is another clause, and then who is modifying the noun. But you know, there is a difference between the girl who leapt through time and the girl leapt through time. The second one is a sentence, right? The first one is an incomplete sentence. It works as a title, but to make it complete, you'd have to, for example, say, the girl who leapt through time is cute, right? You have to end the sentence. So who leapt through time is just describing what the girl is like, right? And it's the same in Japanese. If you want to say, I will go to the park, you can say, 公園に行く, right? But here you want to say, I will go to the park with many trees, or I will go to the park that has many trees. We want to add that has many trees in front of the noun. We would add 木が多い公園に行く. 木が多い公園に行く. So you can either do 多くの X something or something が多い Y. So when I played Zelda, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I'm always looking for a place with many apple trees, an area that has many apple trees. So for that sentence, I would use X が多い Y. For the sentence, I'm looking for a place, we would say 場所を探している. 場所を探している. I want to describe what kind of place I'm looking for. So I add that in front of the word 場所 and say りんごの木が多い場所. りんごの木が多い means there are many apple trees, right? And then that part is modifying the noun place, 場所. りんごの木が多い場所 means a place, area that has many apple trees. So, りんごの木が多い場所を探している. By the way, I have to explain how to use 少ない in this video. 少ない means few, little. And that's the opposite of 多い. It mostly works the same way as 多い. Like you say something が少ない or something が少ない. Noun は But unlike 多い, we don't change 少ない into 少なく and then put no, but we say 少し 少し. So 少しの量 少しのお金. 次 next, let's move on. Let me teach you how to use いっぱい 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 also means many, a lot. So the easy explanation, the difference between いっぱい and たくさん, for example, is いっぱい sounds less formal. So people tend to use たくさん instead of いっぱい. But we use the word いっぱい a lot. And you don't have to avoid the word いっぱいunless it's a really formal business meeting, for example. We usually put いっぱい in front of the verb, or you say something がいっぱい. So like something がたくさんある, we say something がいっぱいある. For example, you can say ぬいぐるみがいっぱいある. There are many plushies. And you might know the expression お腹がいっぱい or お腹がいっぱいです. Actually, when speaking informally, we tend to omit the ga particle, so お腹いっぱい. That's how most people say, oh, I'm full. お腹いっぱい. So お腹 means stomach. いっぱい means many, or actually full or overflowing. So when we say the word たくさん, we just imagine a large amount of something. But when we think of the word いっぱい, it almost sounds like it's close to reaching the limit. いっぱい as a lot, many is always written in hiragana. But いっぱい written in kanji means a glass of, a cup of. So that's the counter for counting one glass of wine or one cup of tea, a bowl of something, so like a donburi, or like one scoop, one tablespoon. We say いっぱい. So if you go to an izakaya, like a Japanese style pub, you'd hear a drunk guy, well, doesn't have to be drunk yet, would scream, ビール一杯! Like, a beer for me! I mean, you don't have to scream like that. You can say ビール一杯お願いします. A glass of beer, please. If you want to say another beer, you say ビールもう一杯. We add more in front of a counter, and that means one more. ビールもう一杯, one more beer. Something that I would never say, but yeah. For me, it's more like 緑茶もう一杯. Another cup of green tea. Anyway, the origin of the word いっぱい, many, overflowing, full, is this word いっぱい, a glass of, but the pitch accent is different. So that's the weirdest thing about Japanese. But yeah, いっぱい, many, いっぱい, a glass of. If you can't hear the difference, don't worry. It doesn't matter. It also depends on the region. So anyway, when people use the word いっぱい about drinks, you can usually assume that they want a glass of drink. Of course, it can be confusing because, for example, a tablespoon of sugar, we say 大さじ1杯の砂糖 or 砂糖大さじ1杯入れてください. It's less confusing because we would usually use the word 大さじ, a tablespoon. But still, if somebody says 砂糖1杯, that would mean lots of sugar. So somebody wants lots of sugar in tea. 砂糖1杯入れて. But some people might mean put a single tablespoon of sugar. So that's when the pitch accent is important. But again, it depends on the region. So it's really on the person for omitting the word 大さじ, a tablespoon. So yeah, if somebody asks for a lot of sugar, just dump sugar in it. And then if they complain, that's their fault. So the word いっぱい came to this meaning, many, because if you imagine a glass of water overflowing, that's like a lot, right? And there is an interesting expression. You can say いっぱいいっぱい いっぱいいっぱい can mean I've got too much on my plate, or I have my hands full. So it's overwhelming and you have way too much going on. You can say いっぱいいっぱい. You can say, もういっぱいいっぱいだよ. Somebody asks you to help them, and I say, ごめん、今いっぱいいっぱいなんだ. Or you can also say 手いっぱい. In English, you say to have one's hands full, right? And in Japanese, we also say 手いっぱい. If you want to say I have my hands full with you can say something で手いっぱい. Something で手いっぱいです. For example, I have my hands full with my studies. You can say 勉強で手いっぱい. 勉強で手いっぱいです. By the way, there is an interesting expression with たくさん as well. You can say もうたくさん or もうたくさんだ. So もうたくさん or もうたくさんだ means enough is enough. I've had enough. So you're sick of something. Going back to いっぱい. いっぱい is already kind of confusing because it can mean many, also a glass of. But also, it has another meaning. If you see いっぱい after words like today, tomorrow, this month, this week, you probably wanna translate like at the end of. So 今月いっぱい means until the end of the month. So usually it's used in a context where somebody is quitting or stopping an activity. So 今月いっぱいでやめます. I'll quit at the end of the month. So 時間いっぱいある. 時間がいっぱいある can mean I have a lot of time, right? But 時間いっぱい for example 使う or 時間いっぱいを使う it means use all the time you have, but that's it. So 今月いっぱい means the whole month, but that's it. So that's the limit. いっぱい written in hiragana, you can usually translate like full or many, right? But if you do see it with words like 今月 this month, 今週 this week, then remember it means at the end of the week or until the end of the week. And I've taught you a lot of things, but here are the things that you really need to remember. Usually たくさん is placed in front of the verb, and you want to say something がたくさんある if you want to say there are a lot of something. And when you want to say there are a lot of people, wow, so many people, we would say 人が多い or 人多いね more informally, omitting the が particle. So that's probably the most common way to say, wow, there are so many people. 人が多い. But in formal sentences, so when you read an article, you might see the word 大勢 大勢の人 to mean many people, and you would not say 多い人 unless you say something が多い人 荷物が多い人 a person with lots of luggage. like carrying a lot of things. Otherwise, you say 多くの人、多くの国. And there are expressions like もうたくさん I've had enough. Or 手いっぱい I have my hands full. Or お腹いっぱい I'm full. And I thought about teaching another way to say many using counters, but I'm just gonna make part 2 but with the counters. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, I've been streaming a lot on Twitch. I do play games, a lot of games, but also I try to teach some Japanese while playing video games. So please follow me there and check it out. And if you cannot catch me while I'm streaming, you can also watch some of my videos and highlights on my gaming channel. So I would really appreciate if you can subscribe to those 2 channels as well. Honestly, I have so much fun streaming on Twitch and I get to talk to a lot of you. So yeah, even if you don't really like games, maybe come say hi in the chat. I would really like that. Okay, じゃあまたね。バイバイ。